Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of a Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. And we're going to dive into Solana and what's going on with its ecosystem, like with Raydium and Serum. But this is not financial advice. Solana was one of my biggest bags. Can't call it one of my biggest bags because it's down so much. However, the question is, am I going to sell or I'm going to stick to the game plan and keep stacking? Well, I'm going to give you that answer. And the answer is I'm going to keep stacking. Now, let's dive into that mentality. Now, one thing I know about trading is when you put on a trade or build a position, you plan that out up front and you stick to your guns. Good or bad, you made the plan, you pulled the trigger, now stick to it. If you don't, that's almost a guaranteed way to get wrecked. So when Solana was at like all-time highs, what, 250, 260, I wanted in, but I never chase a project. Well, when it got cut in half, I started taking a look at it, and when it got down like at 100, I started stacking Solana. At 85, I kept stacking. When it got down to like 56, I slow I checked myself and I didn't stack at that price point. And quite frankly, it bothered me because it made me question my conviction of Solana. Well, at that time, I dove back in, and just so you know, I've been stacking all the way down. Now, yes, less and less. Well, now look where we're at. It's pretty ugly, and FTX has done a lot of damage. And from the information I'm getting, there's still a lot more damage because there's a lot more Solana to be unlocked. And there's no way to measure the extent of the damage at this point in time. Now, again, guys, this is not financial advice, but I'm telling you, I'm sticking to my guns, good or bad. And I think from this position down, this may be one of the best risk rewards going forward for the next bull run. Now, when I say risk reward, I mean high risk and high reward. But for me, I believe in Solana. I believe in the developers. I believe in the founders and the team. So I'm going to stick to my guns. Now, here's what I'm seeing. What I like is they're having full disclosure. They're getting out there and they're answering questions. You can go to Solana.com and get a lot of information. You click on and go to the Solana news, like they just posted a snapshot of the state of Solana network. I like that. And what I'm seeing is the developers are just putting their heads down and they're working really hard. I don't see any developers leaving, which obviously I don't have access to all that, but they seem to be in good spirits and they're working hard and they're making moves and they plan on staying there. I don't see projects like what's going on with Google, leaving. I see more projects being created and that are on their way to being implemented. That's extremely positive. I highly recommend you go to Solana's Twitter account. And now let's look at the chart. Now we're also going to get into the DeFi project, so bear with me. Now, what you see on the screen is the 24-hour. So it's made a pretty good move. Now for me, and again, none of this is financial advice, and long term, I'm still positive and I'm going to stay the course. Short term, I wish I would have caught that little run up as far as preparing to short sell it. But if this thing starts to move up and maybe get up towards $15 or something like that, I'm going to look to short it. I don't think the damage is over, and that's going to play itself out. And not only that, there's still damage left throughout the ecosystem of crypto in general that could, affect Solana and would. And then there's also the economic collapse throughout the world or America that I believe is still to come. So there is a lot of risk, not only in this project, but in crypto right now. But long term, guys, I'm still bullish, extremely bullish, and that is not going to waver. I highly recommend everyone stick to your guns, educate yourself. I'm not going to tell you to necessarily stack tokens, but if you have real conviction, like in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, HBAR, Algorand, some of my convictions, again, not financial advice, you might want to keep dollar cost averaging in. Long term, I'm in it for the long term. Now, if you're really terrified, maybe you should just only look at Bitcoin, because quite frankly, that's the only one that has, you know, uh, pretty much no risk from the SEC. Hopefully, it's crazy times, guys, but you know, Bitcoin is the bellwether for whatever that's worth. So if you want to keep stacking but you're scared, I highly recommend do your homework and just maybe stick to the bellwether token, Bitcoin. Again, not financial advice. Now, here's some positive news, I think. Uh, you know, go to Raydium IO and surf around. But guys, they're making moves. Now, it's basically a DeFi project built on Solana. But here's what they're doing, guys. And this is positive because what you want to see, guys, is developers still working. And whether they sink or swim, I think they're going to fight to the end. Now, here's one bit of good news. Solana has about 30 months of finances in place at the rate they're burning now to stay afloat. 30 months, if we're lucky, we're going to go down into a deep recession, maybe even a depression. But at that time, hopefully we have new leaders in the White House. The Fed has pivoted, and we have bottomed out. So if they can stay afloat, guys, I truly believe that Solana will come out bigger, better, and stronger. And if they can make it through this, and guys, this is risky times, not to sugarcoat it whatsoever, but if they can make it to the next bull run, that's one of your future leaders that you're looking at, and that'd be Solana. Now, Raydium, let me read you a couple of things. It says, driving permissionless ecosystem-wide liquidity on Solana has been Raydium's objective from the start. So Raydium is pumped to announce permissionless concentrated liquidity pools and farms. So guys, that is really good news, and it shows that they're not giving up and they're fighting. Now it says, recent events have been a whirlwind, but a new chapter has begun. They sound positive, and I'm positive. Raydium's hybrid AMM is now integrated to share liquidity to a community fort on Serum V3. Raydium open book, as you can see on the screen. It says, and the team integrating supports open book markets. Swaps now route both in Raydium pools and orders on open book. Now, guys, I'm not telling you I understand all this, but I know it's very positive. So dive into it And let me know what you think in the comments section. If you could help me understand what all's going on, that's definitely appreciated. Now, when we look at Raydium's chart, it's trying to make a pump. If you look, it moved up pretty aggressively off the bottom. Again, I doubt I will short sell it unless it takes off, but I'm not buying any of this right now. Like I said, even though this is all positive as far as what they're trying to put in place and what they're putting in place, I think they're still going to go down more. So when they get a bit of this news, like if I would have caught this area here, around what, 27 cents, I would have probably shorted it. But it's hard to follow all this progress throughout the community, not just with Solana. Now, definitely go to projectserum.com and learn more about their DeFi platform. Pre FTX, these projects were very strong. The total value locked has been wrecked. I mean, it's a fraction of what it was. But again, guys, here's what I had to ask myself when it really came down to, am I going to stick with Solana? Am I going to keep stacking? Here's the question. What's changed? It's still Solana. Yes, it still has its issues, but it's still a powerful blockchain and a powerful ecosystem with some of the best developers in the world. And it's a big allotment of developers from around the world. They just had a huge conference like 2 or 3 weeks before FTX crashed. It was really, really successful, and everyone was supercharged to be part of what they're building on the ecosystem of Solana for the future. Well, guys, yes, that is got hampered, but those guys aren't running anywhere. And quite frankly, where are they going to run, guys? We're all in it, good, bad, or ugly. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep going and keep pushing because I truly believe these are great times to be getting involved in crypto and digital assets and Bitcoin and everything that's coming down the pipe, guys. Think about it. The people getting in now are the people staying here, stacking the right projects. This is when the money's made, guys. This is when the money is made. Now, for me, I'm stacking lightly across the board of all my favorite projects. However, for the average person, I truly believe, especially to build the core of anyone's portfolio. Now, I'm talking real money. I'm not talking about just, a $20 bag you're trying to change your life. I'm talking about for people that have real money invested in it, have a portfolio. I highly recommend everyone, and again, not financial advice, but one of the most exclusive clubs anyone can be in the next 5 to 10 years is the Whole Coin Bitcoin Club. For people that own one Bitcoin, one full Bitcoin, you're going to be the topic of conversation at every cocktail party for the next, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Quite frankly, if you own one right now, you'll be the topic, but it might not be a positive conversation. A lot of people might be saying, I told you so, but you'll have the last laugh. I truly believe that. But again, not financial advice. So anyway, guys, building a portfolio and maybe having one full Bitcoin is a great place to start, and never sell it, and you can borrow against it like Michael Saylor talks about. Again, not financial advice, and I know I'm rambling, but let's when you go to Serum's Twitter account, they give you some good news. I mean, think about it. This thing bumped 268% like a few days ago. Now, why did it do that? Actually, I think it was less than that. I missed it. But why did it do that? Well, guys, here's the good news. I mean, this is really good news. They had a lot of exposure from FTX, and FTX pretty much controlled this project. So they forked it, and they got away from all the backdoor avenues that literally FTX could have controlled that project. And I think that's why you got the 268% bump. I wish I would have been paying attention. I would have short sold that. Now, anyway, when you look at the chart, that right there, that would have been a great short. And it's a no-brainer, guys. For whatever it's worth, and I've got some short sell videos coming down the pipe. Look for those. But anything that pumps in the next, say, 5 weeks or so, probably till the end of the year, anything that pumps 3, 4, 5 days a week, that is a great short. Because, guys, there is nothing positive going on anywhere right now. I don't think the Fed's going to pivot. They may slow down, and the stock market is looking for a reason to rally. The dollar is starting to finally correct a little bit and pull back. That's a positive for Bitcoin and crypto. But overall, guys, any news that comes out, that is not probably going to make a new high and maintain that pump. It's just not a new recent high. Nothing is going to maintain a pump. So if you've been around long enough and you understand short selling, that's something to remember. But definitely, I don't care what news comes out unless it's the Fed cutting on the printing press. Do not FOMO into any of these projects. None of them. Again, not financial advice. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I didn't mean to get on a ramble, but I wanted to just make it clear where I stand. Long term, I'm extremely bullish on everything coming down the pipe, and with Bitcoin, with crypto, with digital assets, the metaverse, banking, everything. However, it's going to be ugly. Probably the next, I don't know, 18 months, 2 years. Probably going to have a lot of good and bad. But I plan to stay here, weather the storm. I'll be here for you guys. May not always be right, but I'll be right here with you, and we can figure it out, guys. If you got questions, leave them in the comments. I try to get back with you. Uh, I have questions all the time. I'm trying to start to network with people uh, in different ecosystems, especially trying to reach out to some of the developers so I can get better information. Because, guys, in the down times, you really want to follow the money, the developers, and the activity. And right now in crypto, I don't know if you see it, but I see it because I do a lot of research. Like in the banking sector, right now, it is absolutely unbelievable what's going on. They are putting everything in place for what's coming down the pipe. I mean, you got big corporations like JP Morgan and BlackRock. Guys, they're all working hard to put stuff in place. And, the banks are building, they're buying other corporations that are in the blockchain sector. I mean, it's exploding how much money and effort is going into the future of crypto. I'm telling you, it's coming. This next bull run, whenever that is going to be massive. All we need is regulation. But I'm telling you, the countries around the world, the banks, Wall Street, the governments, everyone is putting all the pieces in place to, capitalize on it. The adoption is going to absolutely explode. I'll be honest, guys, the only real negative I see out there is the SEC and the U.S. government. I can't believe, and I don't want to get political, but it's disgusting how, what I think of America and what the world thinks of America, and we should be leading this charge, and we are so far behind a lot of countries. It's not even funny, and I find it disgusting, but that's for another day. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let me know what you think in the comments sections. And either way, hit that like button. It helps us out a lot. And we're trying to grow this community, and we want you to be part of it. That's all I got for you guys. Remember, not financial advice. And I highly recommend everyone, if you're not stacking, to start getting into cash and build a good cash reserve to take advantage of whenever the next bull run starts. Because not only, hopefully, that the tokens we're stacking with real world utility will still be around to make a run, there's going to be a lot of new winners that we don't know about yet. And if you got that cash reserve, we're going to be able to find those and capitalize on that all the way up. Because, guys, I'm telling you, the next bull run is going to be a sight to see. So don't go anywhere. Keep educating yourself. Keep stacking your money and prepare. And come back and be part of this channel. That's all I got for you guys. Take care.